who who cares? I'll be honest with you. I, I didn't even know this was supposed to be a thing. Like I thought the Banshee was just like the concept version that they revealed. I didn't know they had a higher trim model planned than the RT. And then I saw this on Facebook and I was like, there's no way they even had this planned. The regular Dodge Charger Daytona electric vehicle is already selling slowly and facing an uphill battle. Blah, blah, blah. So it's a highly let's be fucking for real, Motor Trend. Let's be so fucking for real. Highly touted. And here's the thing, like, you see, nobody wanted this, and everybody who would have been a consumer of Dodge said that they're not gonna buy this. We're not buying this. Like, we're not buying this EV crap that you're trying to push on us. We don't fucking want it. But they still tried to shove it down our fucking throats. And now they're paying the price. And you have the fucking the car reviewers, like the fucking grifting car reviewers. I'm so tired of them because they literally sit up here and they just like pussyfoot around what it really is. And they did this shit with this car too. It's like, oh, this is the future. Oh, it's kind of cool. Yeah, like, but nobody wants this. Nobody is going to spend 50 something thousand. And that's the thing. This is the cheapest, like, the cheapest way to get 550 horsepower or whatever it is. Like, this is the fastest thing you can get. And people still are not buying it. And you had another one coming. I mean, I live in Atlanta. Okay, you know what it's like in Atlanta. Like you know how popular these things are in Atlanta, or the previous generation, I should say. I've only seen one of these on the road. And as a matter of fact, I don't even know if I actually saw it or if my mind is just making that up. But I know one thing for a fact. I have not seen more than one. Between 0 to 1. And it's been out for like how many years now? The Ram, and then they're talking about putting the Hemi back in it. Like, it does my heart so well to see Stellantis struggle with all the bullshit that they have tried with Carlos Tavares. Like, this just goes to show you, you don't actually have to know what you're doing to be an executive. You just have to be in the right place at the right time, or maybe do something successful with another company. I don't know, but you could have literally plucked anybody off the street, flip a coin, and they would have ran Stellantis better than Carlos Tavares. Like, you really think that motherfuckers that buy Jeep are gonna pay more for an upmarket Wrangler? And these things have to go through like so many different executives to get approved. At least I think that's how it works. Maybe it's not. But these things have to go through so many different steps. And never mind everything else Stellantis has done with just this car right here. Nobody said, you know something? People who buy electric cars, they want like family cars that they can move people around in, and they don't want a muscle car. Okay? And people who want muscle cars want something like loud and obnoxious and loud and then louder. And you thought, and it's borderline racist is what it is, because we all know the target demographic for this right here. We all know what the target demographic for this car is, right? And you thought that your loyal demographic was so fucking stupid that you could slap a speaker onto the back of a car and they would give you their money. It makes me so fucking mad. and they were planning on doing a whole Banshee one. Like, get the fuck out of here. I'm not even gonna, like, this whole EV crap is just, I remember, again, the grifting ass car reviewers, all they would say is, oh, this is the future, the future is here, this is the future. Oh, that's all I would hear is, this is the future, right? Look at the fucking future now. Look at what the future has done to Jaguar. I mean, some kind of future, right? Does Toyota even have an EV? And they're doing just fine. I mean, they're not really doing just fine. Like, the whole car market is a fucking mess right now, but and they're not doing too badly. They haven't invested in an EV. And instead of Stellantis saying, you know what, let's like do all the EV credit nonsense with one of our other brands like Fiat, a brand where the people who buy it might accept this type of stuff. They didn't do that. They said, let's take our bread and butter and ruin it, because again, nobody was going to buy this. Who was the focus group? How did this get through all those steps? How did this get to production? Okay? Chevrolet got it right. Instead of doing this, they just didn't make another Camaro. And that is so much better than ruining the Camaro nameplate. So much better. And Ford did an even better job with the Mach-E. Granted, their EV has ruined everything, and now I gotta pay $20,000 more for a fucking dark horse than I probably should, just to subsidize the EV crap that they did. But at least I can still get a V8. So that's another story for another day. I mean, the shit is so, like, and then you have Nissan, who is like all coming back into relevancy. They canceled their plans for an Xterra. Like, an Xterra is an off-road vehicle, okay? The EV stuff is so mad. An Xterra is an off-road vehicle. So you're telling me somebody who wants to take their car off-road, off the beaten trail, away from everything, is going to want to do that with an EV, right? You don't know how the trail is going to affect your fuel economy or range or whatever. So they're going to risk taking their EV off-road. They're going to risk putting it into water, which I'm sure they'll do whatever they can to make it waterproof or whatever. But that seems very dangerous to me, to have an EV in a place where you might have to wade through some water. You're going to be putting your car through strain. You're going to be using a lot of battery life. And they're going to want to take that off-road. Right? No fuel, no gasoline to back that up. Because if you run out of gas on the... People attach jerry cans. Like, off-road vehicles, you sometimes see jerry cans attached to them, right? They do that for a reason. So they don't run out of fucking fuel off the trail. And if you do run out of fuel, okay, you can go to a gas station, come back, fuel your car up, and get it out of the way. If this shit dies, what the fuck are you gonna do? How the fuck are you gonna get it out? And you're telling me that you didn't think that through. I mean, they finally did. But it's just mad. Like, with the car market nowadays, you never know. Like, it's some real head scratching stuff that's going on, and you just sit and wonder, like, who is getting paid millions of dollars to do this? Who is eating up funds to do this stuff? This is shit that you could be paying. You could be using the money that these useless pencil-pushing executives that are fucking these companies up and clearly don't know what they're doing. You could just fire them and pay the people who build your cars more. It's like that with every corporation. You could really just fire a lot of people at the top who are fucking useless, and you could pay people at the bottom more. But that's a whole nother story for another day again. And then when we talk about car companies and like them not knowing what they're doing, I love Honda. Typically they get it right. The new and exciting hybrid coupe. Like, come on, bro. That shit is not exciting. Like, the new Prelude is not exciting at all. It's like not. And the old Prelude wasn't even that exciting. It was just like, I don't know if it was popular back then. I wasn't alive when this car was new. And if I was alive, I wasn't, I didn't know what the hell was going on. I don't even think many people bought the Prelude, the original one. But the reason why it's popular now is because you could get it for cheap. It's a manual. I guess it's relatively fun. I mean, even I was looking for one when I was younger. I wanted something that was cheap and that was manual, so I looked for one. And it might have a oh yeah, and it has the VTEC engine. Like those old VTEC engines are fantastic. So much fun to drive. So much fun to rev out. That's what made it as popular as it was. I don't think it was that popular. I just think now you can get it for cheap and you can do whatever you want to it. So nostalgia kicks in. But Honda said, yes, let's bring it back. Okay. How do you bring back a Prelude in today's day and age? What does that look like? You already have the Civic Si. You already have the Civic Type R. Where does a Prelude fit into that? Maybe for someone who wants like a front wheel drive coupe that's, I guess, like a longer wheelbase than the Civic, or a little bit heavier and a little bit more grounded than the Civic, so it feels more like a Grand Tourer. And then you come out with this. I don't know. This is worse than the Charger in the fact that who the fuck is going to buy this? Who is this for? I mean, let's think about it for a second, right? How much does it cost? For some reason, I feel more inclined to believe this figure right here. And it's probably because I heard it from someone else. I just can't remember where I heard it from. So who is this for? Because the people who would want a Prelude, right? They can barely afford it at this price. Okay? They damn sure cannot afford it at this price right here. I mean, when was this article written? August 2nd? Oh my god, this is what I'm inclined to believe. The first production run will be limited to just 2,000 units. Y'all could limit it to 0 units, honestly, because it has fucking 200 horsepower. Okay, for $41,000, right? You could just get this. And this is so much better. This is so much better. It's rear wheel drive. It's like 400 horsepower. I'm not even a huge Nissan fan. I don't really spend much time looking at this car. You can get this instead. You could find Mustang GTs on a deal. So, and this is a lot faster. So again, like when you made the Prelude, who did you make it for? Apparently they limited it to 2,000 models. That may be true or maybe not. If you're going to do that, why even make it? What is the purpose of the car, okay? People who can afford $41,000 cars, they're going to get something that's practical. They're not going to get a coupe. Or they're going to get a Z, which is like cooler and faster. Or they're going to get a Mustang GT. Who is this car for? You know something? Actually, I know who it's for. Someone who's like, imagine a 45 to 50-year-old man. Okay, he hasn't really, his whole life, he hasn't been really good with the ladies. So he finally got a job that pays him like $70,000 a year. He's finally making decent money. So he says, okay, let me go buy like a cool car. My car that I have right now, I drive like an old 2007 Camry, which is what I drive, by the way. Anyways, I drive like an old 2007 Camry. Let me get something a little cooler. I got some money. I don't really know anything about cars, but I want to look cool in my car. So he thinks to himself, and he thinks, I've heard some good things about Honda. Hondas are fairly reliable. Let me go to the Honda dealership and see what they have. Keep in mind, he doesn't know shit about cars, okay? He can't tell the difference between a front-wheel drive car and an all-wheel drive car. He can barely tell the difference between a front-wheel drive car and a rear-wheel drive car. I digress. He goes into the Honda dealership. He sees the Civic Type R. It's a four-door. You know, four doors, they're not really. They're four doors. It gives off family vibes, right? But then he gets into it, and he's not really feeling it, and then he sees it has a manual transmission, and that just kills it for him. He doesn't want it anymore. He sees the Civic Si, it's a four-door, that's a Civic. I don't want that. And then he looks over, and he sees this beautiful Honda Prelude, and it's everything that he wants. It looks cool, right? It must be faster than the Type R. It must be faster than the Civic Si. It has two doors. It's a coupe. He's not going to question it much. He doesn't know what horsepower really is, and he doesn't. What I'm saying is he bought the damn thing by accident. He really didn't know what the fuck he was doing, and he just stumbled across this car and bought it by accident. That's who the fuck is going to buy this car. So I'm sure I'm going to see. Honestly, it's a Honda. I'm sure I'm going to see more of these on the road than I do the Chargers. Like I said, I only saw maybe like 0 to 1. I don't even know if I really saw one on the road or not. I might see like 5 of these before they kill it. How much do you want to bet? And I don't think I'm going to be wrong about that. Like I could be wrong. I could look at this video in the future and say, hey, I was fucking stupid when I said that this car is a hit. I highly, highly doubt that that is going to happen. Leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think, or even if you're mad enough to want one of these cars. And if you liked the video, please consider liking and subscribing. If you didn't, that's alright. I'm sure I'll earn it eventually. I'm going to be doing this type of video. I'm going to try to do it once a week until my car gets here. I don't know if it's still coming or not. I ordered it 3 months ago. I haven't heard anything from the dealership in about 2 months. I asked them, what's the progress on it? And they didn't respond to me, so we'll see how that goes. But anyways, until next time, peace out.